What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to rebuild the OCC coil heads for the Kangertech Subtank. Okay guys, so the very first thing you want to do, this has like a little metal plug right here at the bottom. You just get your fingernails in between that and the orange rubber grommet and just pull it out. Put that off to the side. Then just get your fingernails in behind the rubber grommet and gently pull that out as well. And I've already rebuilt this once before, so I'll take that old coil out. And then this is what we have. Now I have some 24 gauge kanthal that I've already straightened, and I'm going to be wrapping it around a 3/32 bit or equivalent, and we're going to do 7 wraps. I want to leave the legs kind of long, a couple of inches. There's my 7 wraps, and then you can cut these legs fairly equal if you want to. And I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and kind of pull these straight. Put some tension on them to pull these wires up nice and tight. Okay, that's what we have so far. Now I'm just going to take this coil and put it between some tweezers. Then I'm going to heat it up. We'll do the legs as well. And there's our completed coil. So we put our legs together and we just run them straight through this coil head. Then we're going to want to pull this down until we line up the center of that coil with those intake holes right there in the coil head. And then we need to run something through the center of that. Just like so, because we need to hold that coil in place. I don't know how well you can see this on the inside, but you can see my coil down in there. And we just want to hold this in place, and we torch this, that way we don't have any hot spots or anything like that. But we need to hold this in place because we're going to have to get some cotton through this. But first we got to put the coil back together. So once we have our rubber grommet over one of the legs, you just want to push your outermost leg all the way down. And then work the rubber grommet back in. And pull this leg over. Now we want to put our pin back in. And then we want to cut these leads off as flush as we possibly can. So the best way to do this is to use a set of fingernail clippers and just get in there as close as you possibly can. Same thing on this side. Now we see our coil down in there still. We pull out the screwdriver. Okay, so for this we're going to be using some organic Japanese cotton, and I've cut a piece off about that wide right there. I'm just going to take one of the ends and twist it up, make a nice little point, and then all we want to do is run it straight through the center of this. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose. That feels about right there. Okay, you see that right there? See how my coil's not touching the sides? That's exactly what we're looking for. We don't want to trim it flush. We want to trim it where we have just a little tiny bit sticking out. See that? About like that right there. And then we're just going to flatten this against the sides. And that should help prevent any kind of flooding. Same thing over here on this side. Leave a little bit, clip it. Put a little bit of e-juice on this. We just want to wet that cotton up a bit and put a couple little drops down the inside here. Now we can install it back in our base. Make sure you screw it back up tight. So let's go ahead and check the ohms on this real quick. 0.64. So now I've got my tank filled with some e-juice, and now all I'm going to do is put this back together. There you go. That's how to build the OCC coil heads. Now let's give this a vape. So there it is, guys. That's how you build the OCC coils for the Kangertech Subtank. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, take care and happy vaping.